Many times in AutoCAD, you need to be very specific about what objects you're selecting. Most of the time, you're just going to directly pick what you want. But let's say you wanted to pick a whole bunch of things all at one time with very little effort throughout a big area of your drawing. Well, you can use the Quick Select feature. Let's open up the cottage plan and elevations drawing as an example. Now, the Quick Select command can be gotten to by a couple of different ways. You can just type in Q Select to get to it, and then start it up right here. You can also go to the Home tab on the ribbon, then go to the Utilities panel, and this is the icon for Quick Select right here. Pick on that, and it starts it right up. The way I usually get to it is through the Properties palette. And that's because I typically leave the Properties palette open all the time while I'm working because it gets me access to a lot of different things, one of them being Quick Select. That icon is right here. Find it and then click on it. Now, this is a filtering tool, so it'll filter through your selections. So you need to select something. You have two options. One essentially is the entire drawing. If I pick this option, then it's going to select everything for me in my entire drawing. Now, if I pick this little crosshair bullseye looking button, that will bring me back to my drawing and allow me to select whatever I want. And you just make a normal selection set. I didn't want this here, so let's take that out. I only want to work with the text in this view. So I select everything here and I press enter. Now you have a couple of options here where your filtering starts. One is by object type. Now, if I leave it on multiple, then it's going to just disregard the object type. Just whatever you have selected, that's what it's going to go with. Now, the list here that it gives us by clicking on the arrow is the options that you have available to you in your current selection set. So it's not going to list something on here that you can't even look for. So that's great. That makes things easier. We want text, so I'm going to select the text option. So that's your first selection. Your second selection of filtering is right here. It's in the properties. This will list you properties of your object type. So I can pick text by color, layer, line type, height, width, justification, rotating, things like that. So I'm just going to go with color. So from there, you have an operating filter or for operations. Now this means equals, not equal to, greater than, less than, or select all. So if I'm picking a color and I'm saying the value for that color, I want it to be by layer, and then I'm saying the operator is equals. So now I set up a filter that will select just the text according to its color, and its color equals, or that value for the color for the text is set to by layer. So if a text has been overridden and it's now set to a specific color, not by layer, then I won't pick that. So that's what we're going to do here. So then I have one more option. That is to include all of these objects in my selection set, or I can exclude them. So in this case, I'm going to include them because I want to pick just the text. Now, if I wanted to pick everything but text, I would use the exclude option. So that's a great way to get rid of something out of your selection set that you don't want to manipulate. So once you have all of your selection made and your filters set, click OK. Now, it took me a long time to tell you about that because I was showing you how to make that selection set. So these are all of the text right here. You can see I've picked everything, and now I can delete them, I can move them, I can copy them, I can change them all to a different layer, to a different color, whatever it is that I need to do. I will mess with just this text. So let me show you again how quick that can be if I don't have to explain how it works to you. So I'm going to make a selection set because you can make your selection before you start the command. Start this, pick text, color equals by layer, done. So I've selected just the text in this view. Now, if I wanted to do that differently, I would have to zoom in and start picking everything. And as you can see, this is a little bit more tedious. And it's likely that I will miss some text somewhere. So you can see why that can speed things up for you and make it very handy to use when you're trying to work with a lot of different objects, or maybe you're trying to select all the text, put them all on one layer, or change them all to by layer, or change them all to the color green, whatever it is. So it's a great way to filter out your selections to make picking things easier.